everyone. Today I would like to present you a beautiful composition of Beethoven, which is called Moonlight Sonata. I'm sure you know this piece of composition, and many people ask me how to play it. So let me present it to you, the first part, which is about the first page of this composition. First I will show you this first page together with both hands so that you could know where to go to, and then I will present you first the right hand, then the left hand, and we will put it together later on. So that's how it goes. So this is the first page of Moonlight Sonata. I will present you now the right hand, and it seems difficult, but there are figures that repeat, so I'm sure you will do fine with this. The right hand, in fact the first two measures are the same, and these are figures of three notes that repeat all the time. So you need to put the first finger on G sharp, then the third on C sharp, and the fifth on E. So it goes like that, and you repeat it 4 times for the first measure, and the second measure is the same. So in total 8 figures of 3 notes like this. What is quite important is that you play it legato, so without raising hand, and in quite peaceful way, if you can. The third measure is different. There is a thumb on A, the second on C sharp, and the fourth on E. So it goes like that, and you need to play it twice. Next, there is also the figure similar, the first on A, the third on D, and the fifth on F sharp, which can be a bit difficult, so it's better to go with your hand a bit toward the this inside of the piano. Let's say you go in here between black keys so that the fifth finger could play F sharp. And that repeats twice. So the third measure was like that. And now a bit more difficult, because every figure is different. So first you start with thumb on G sharp, then the second on C, and the fifth on F sharp. So it's better to keep your hand here between black keys. This is the first figure, then the third on C sharp. So the second figure is here like that. The first on G sharp, the third on C sharp, and the fifth on E. Again, we start with G sharp, then the fourth finger on C sharp, and the fifth on D sharp. So it's like that. And now the first on F sharp, the third finger on C, and the fifth on D sharp. So this measure was difficult. Let me repeat it. Okay, once again, it's like that, then like that. The next, only one finger changes, and the last finger is like that. Okay, so you play. Okay, and now you start here on this E note with a thumb, then the second on G, and the fourth on a C sharp, and here was G sharp. So E, G sharp, C sharp, G sharp, the second on C sharp, and the fourth on E, and that repeats twice. Only you need to change the finger. Before you played with the fourth finger, now E is played with the third finger. So let me repeat this measure from the beginning. The first finger is here, the second here, the third is the same, only you change the finger and play with the third finger. And now it's a bit more difficult moment when you need to play an octave, which means the same notes, only one is in here and the second, the G sharp, is here. So I hope you can play it like that. And then is C sharp with the second finger, E with the third finger, and very quickly after E you need to play again G sharp, because it needs to sound like that. Okay, so the last figure is like that. Let me repeat once again this difficult measure. So this octave is already the next measure, and in fact this one is easier. However, you need to keep the fifth finger on G sharp almost the whole measure. So you keep it like that, and the rest of your fingers are here. So you play G sharp with the first finger, D sharp with the second finger, and F sharp with the fourth finger. And the fifth finger is on the G sharp all the time. And now you repeat the octave on the G sharp, the second on D sharp, and the fourth on F sharp. And very quickly after you need to repeat G sharp. So this measure is like that. And then the next measure is here. Once again, this last measure. And once again, octave on G sharp, then C sharp, and E with the third finger, and then G sharp, C sharp, and E with the third finger. So this is the next measure. Next you play A with the first finger and the fifth finger. And A is kept during half a measure. Next C sharp with the second finger, and F sharp with the fourth finger. Okay, so let me repeat it. notice the most difficult in this measure is that you need to remember to keep the fifth finger longer. So here you keep the fifth finger on G during 6 notes, and now on E, and now again we play on G sharp, the first finger on G sharp here and the fifth on here, the second finger on B and the fourth on E, and that is repeated twice. So you have the figure like that. Next you play A with the first finger and F sharp with the fourth finger. So it can be a bit difficult if you have especially not too huge hands. In fact, it's a bit easier to play it not with the fourth finger, but with your fifth finger. And then you need to play A with a thumb, B with your second finger, and then you replace it with the first finger. And then the second finger on D sharp, and the fifth on C. On B, excuse me, on B, again the first on B and the third on D sharp. So this difficult measure is like that. Let me repeat it. And now you replace without any other changes, so you do not play this note once again, you just replace the fingers. So it's like that. And now it's almost the end of this part, so we are already through the most difficult measures. And the last measure that I would like to show you today is easy. So you play thumb on a G sharp and the fifth on E, then the second finger on B and the fifth on E. And that repeats 4 times. So the last measure is easy. And this is the last measure of the part I would like to show you today. I will show you now the left hand. The left hand is very, very easy. Only sometimes you may have problems if you do not have a very big hand, but I hope you will manage to play it. If you have such problem, then it's better to play only the notes that are at the lower part of the octave. So if you cannot make it like that, just play C sharp with your fifth finger. So the left hand is easy because these are only octaves that you need to play. First, you need to play C sharp, like that, with the fifth and the first finger. And this is kept during the whole measure. So you need to keep it during 12 notes of the right hand. Next, the left hand goes in here, so B note is played, and also you keep it during 12 notes of the right hand. Then A in here, and this is kept half a measure. So during 6 notes that are played with the right hand. Then F sharp and G sharp played twice. So I will repeat it so that you could remember. C sharp, B, A, F sharp, sharp played twice, and then there is the chord, which is only played on black keys. This is C with the fifth, C sharp, G sharp with the second finger, and C sharp with the first finger. And this is kept during the whole measure. Then you need to move it a little bit, because the second finger is still on G sharp, but the first and the fifth finger need to play a C note. So like this. C note, G sharp and C. Next there is C sharp played with the fifth and the first finger, and this is kept during 6 notes of the right hand, and F sharp also kept for half a measure. Next B note played with the fifth and first finger, and you need to repeat it twice. And the last octave is on E. Okay, so let me repeat it from the beginning. These are octaves. Octaves are the notes which are the same, yeah? So you have C sharp here and C sharp here. We start on C sharp, then B, A, F sharp, G sharp twice, and the chord of 3 notes, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp. Next C, G sharp and C. The octave on C sharp, on F sharp, on B twice, and on E. So you already know the right hand and the left hand. The most difficult part is to put it together. So I would like to present it to you, how to put it together very slowly. So let's practice together. Now the right hand will be the same, only the left hand is different on B. Now both hands change, so we have here, and again the left hand changes in the middle of the measure. And now it's a more difficult measure, because the left hand is playing the 3 notes. This can be a bit difficult. After playing these notes very fast, you need to play the chord on G sharp with the right hand, and also the chord of 3 notes with your left hand. So it's better to prepare the left hand even before, so that you could be quite well prepared the notes you are going to play. So when the right hand is playing this, you can already prepare the left hand for this chord. hope you can put it together and enjoy this composition. I will prepare the next part of this beautiful piece within a few weeks. So I invite you to practice this first part, and I invite you for my next movies in a few weeks. Thank you.